Hello everyone, it's me Lainey, and welcome back to my channel. Some of you may not even remember who this is popping up in your subscription box, but here I am. It's been a couple years since I uploaded a video specifically for YouTube. So since the last time many of you have seen me, I have graduated from film school and moved 10 hours away from where I grew up and where my family still lives. I work freelance in the grip and electric department in the film and commercial industry, and I have a lot of plants and 2 cats, and you will probably hear them making some noise during this video because one of them has decided it's time to be rambunctious. If you remember, I used to make a lot of lifestyle and DIY videos. I'm not really into that anymore. I don't really even watch those videos anymore. I'm much more into commentary videos and videos talking about current events and trends and things like that. And I have a big passion for stories and telling important stories and thinking critically about the things we intake and the things we share and that we invest in. So as I am here today, I want to do that. That's kind of where I want to go, talking about stories and art and culture, thinking in a more critical way that can change lives and make us be better as a society and individuals. With that said, today I want to talk about Waitress. For those of you who don't know, Waitress began as a movie that was written by Adrienne Shelley. It was released in 2007 and starred Carrie Russell. The story is about Jenna, who is in an abusive marriage, and she finds out she's pregnant. Through her journey in the story, she unfortunately has an affair with her doctor, and the doctor is also simultaneously having an affair because he's married as well. There's a lot of infidelity in this story. I'll get to talking about that as a story booster and what we can take from it later. But along the way, Jenna has to decide if she's going to leave her husband to make a better life for her and her baby. After the original movie was released, Sarah Bareilles, the Grammy Award winner, wrote music to accompany the story, and then the story and her music was written into a musical which opened on Broadway in April of 2016 in the Brooks Atkinson Theater. The musical later closed due to COVID, but in September of 2021 they moved to the Ethel Barrymore Theater and did a restaging process and then reopened the show, in which they also did a recording. And this year, the filmed version released at the Tribeca Film Festival, and just in the last week, it has opened up to a 5-night theatrical release in theaters across America. And just this morning, they actually announced that the 5-night limited run is going to be extended through the holidays, so that kind of gave me all the more push to make this video so I can encourage you to go see it, because it's a really great movie. For it being a filming of a theatrical production, it really doesn't feel that way. The acting doesn't feel over the top. It's just really well staged and choreographed, and that just blends so well with the camera movement, and the acting and the comedic timing of all the actors was brilliant. Like, the casting that they chose for the film version was impeccable. Sarah Bareilles' vocals are top-notch, like so beautiful. And I just think overall it's a great show. You should see the movie, you should see the musical, you should see any version of it you can, because it's really great. So with that said, I'm not really here to talk strictly about the movie itself. I want to talk about the story and the implications it can have for us as viewers. I'm just using the release of the movie as a celebration and an opening to start the conversation. So I already kind of discussed the basic plot of the film, and you can go look up a synopsis if you want more details about it. So first of all, I just want to say that I do not condone cheating or having an affair. I think in many cases, if not all, that's just going to lead to more problems and more hurt than is needed or necessary. I come from a pretty conservative Christian background, and that's not really the point of this video. I'm just saying that to say that I know there are people out there who may look poorly on me, or people like me who watch entertainment like this and maybe say it's okay. So I'm not here to say that cheating is okay, but this is a fictional story, and the cheating that occurs in this story is a story device to carry the story along and to push us to better and healthier places in our lives. So all that to say, I think in general, like, if we can look past the fact that this film, yes, is very much centered on people having affairs, it's so much more than that, and it's just a fictional story to show us an instance that someone could potentially find themselves in. And if we can use that to reflect on our lives before we run into any of these problems that the characters in this movie did, I think we'd be much better off for it. And we can also find a lot of inspiration and hope from this story, regardless that there's some questionable content that most people would not condone. I don't think we need to necessarily judge it because of that. It's just a device to show us something else. So the first thing that I really want to talk about is where all the characters find themselves in the beginning of the story. They have all really found themselves in the mundaneness of life. They've really just fallen into a rhythm. They say in the song, "I don't know what I wish I had, but there's no time now for thinking things like that." They're so focused on just getting through the day in their life that they really haven't stopped to think about what their hopes and dreams are, or if they're in a place where they're doing the best they can in this life for themselves or the people around them. So I think where Dr. Palmater and Jenna come in when they meet is they both are really in a place where they just don't feel content with their lives. We don't get a lot of background into Dr. Palmater's life or why he's supposedly unhappy in his marriage, and I don't think we necessarily need that. But we definitely get the sense that Jenna is not happy with where she is, and she's scared to leave her husband. She doesn't think she's allowed, and she doesn't really know how to even begin again on her own. So in a way, I think Dr. Palmater and Jenna are kind of each other's reset, where they realize there's more in life, we need to be more, and we have people we need to be more for, in Jenna's case, her daughter, and in Dr. Palmater's case, his wife. But I also think Jenna needed motivation to leave her husband. She needed a reason to leave Earl, and I think Dr. Palmater shows her that there is love in the world. There's someone out there who cares for her, and that she doesn't have to settle for someone who used to treat her well but no longer does because they've just fallen into the routine of life. And in turn, I think Dr. Palmater needed a reason and someone to push back and tell him, like, you have a loving wife, you need to love her because she loves you, and you would be naive to let that go. Also, hot take, I've seen Waitress like several times, but when I was watching the movie, it was the first time that it occurred to me that, like, I don't think long term that Jenna and Dr. Palmater would have made it. Jenna is very clear that she is weirded out by him and that he does weird things that makes her uncomfortable, and she doesn't even know what those things are.
Goodbye, Dr. Palmater.
Goodbye, Jenna.
I think you're strange. I'm not sure I want you to be my doctor anymore. You make me uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, Jenna. I'm really sorry. Whatever it is I do, I will not do it anymore. You should not be uncomfortable at this time.
You're doing it again.
How? What did I do?
I don't know. You know, that nice guy talky thing you do. I'll forget it.
I really just think that their relationship was a kind of spur of the moment, like getting caught up in something that they don't have to think about when there's so many things in their life that they do have to think about and that are hard to think about. So I don't think they really would have made it long term. I think it really was just a way to see what they are doing with their lives and that they need to turn around and go a different way. Another thing that is really significant to the story of Waitress is the idea of dreams and I guess not settling for where you're at in your life. I love the song where they're getting Dawn ready for her date, and it says, "But dreams are elusive, the kind we've gotten used to, is nothing I can feel, nothing I can hold, nothing I can have, nothing I can know." I can really relate to this because there have been times in my life I've really dreamed for things and had goals in my life, and then one day they just don't really seem possible anymore, or my life hasn't gone quite the way I thought they would to get me down that road that I originally had envisioned. It really talks about having dreams but not knowing how to obtain them and just being worried or letting go of your dreams because you just think they can't be obtained anymore. Another line that really gets me every time I hear it is from the song Bad Idea, and it is, "What if I never see myself ever be anything more than what I've already become?" I think that's really something we can all take into consideration and really let it be a lens for our life. Like, where are we going? What are our hopes and dreams? Are we in the place we should be at? It is scary to think that you're never going to be anything more than you are and that you've hit the peak in your life. I think in a lot of cases we can always turn that around, but you have to have a realization that you're not even where you want to be. That's definitely like a really deep hitting moment for me in the story. And I also think for Jenna and Dr. Palmer, it's just like, I'm not where I want to be. Is this where I want to be? And if not, how do I get to where I want to be? One part that I absolutely love from this movie is the monologue that Jenna gives as she's writing the letter to her baby in the song You Matter to Me. I'm just gonna read it because I just think it's so beautiful, and it really encompasses Jenna. I think before she realizes there can be more for her, she just wants her to be something more for her baby, and eventually she'll realize there can be more for her as well. At first, I think she really just doesn't want to continue the line of abuse and heartache in her family. Dear baby, I hope someday somebody wants to hold you for 20 minutes straight. They don't pull away, they don't look at your face, and they don't try to kiss you. All they do is wrap you up in their arms and hold on tight without an ounce of selfishness to it. I hope you become addicted, baby. I hope you become addicted to saying things and having them matter to someone. I think this line really sums up the entire story. It really encompasses our deep yearning and hope for being truly accepted and not having someone there for what you can give them or what they can get out of you. They're really there for you because they love you and they care for you. And she never had that from Earl, at least not in a very long time. And her mom never had that from her dad. That's a sad and scary place to be. And you don't really want your kids to have to continue to endure that and experience that. All right. And as we get towards the end of this video, I want to talk about Cal's, like, I think kind of groundbreaking line. He doesn't have a huge role in the story itself, but I think he delivers the line that really brings Jenna full circle and helps her realize that there is more.
Cal,
Yeah.
are you happy? I mean, would you call yourself a happy man?
Well, if you're asking me a serious question, I'll tell you. Happy enough. I don't expect much. I don't give much. I don't get much. I generally enjoy whatever comes up. It's my truth. Summed up for your feminine judgment.
For some people, that might be good enough. That might be more than you ever expected you were going to have in life. But I think for Jenna, it's really the eye-opening line that helps her see that she has a baby coming and she does not want to give that baby happy enough. So later when she has her baby Lulu and she's in the hospital and she's just sent Earl out of the room, she tells Lulu, "We're going to be happy, little girl. Not just happy enough. We're going to be really happy." And that line is so beautiful, and it kind of brings together the closing of the film and them kind of starting their new life. It really begs the question, not just to the characters and their world, but to us as viewers, where are we in life and what do we need more of? What do we need to be truly satisfied? And that's going to be different for every person. See where you're at, see where you're just happy enough and what can be better. And I'm not necessarily saying this as a way to obtain more or to get more or to get the next job or get the next bonus. It's more of a what things make me truly and deeply happy. And like I said, that's different for everyone. We can really use this show and this music and this dialogue that was so beautifully written to take a look at our lives and not just settle for where we're at, but really work to make a difference in the world and in the lives of those around us. Well, that was not quite as put together as I imagined it would be, but I hope it was a good video for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe down below. I have some ideas for videos kind of similar to this, talking about stories and breaking them down and kind of what they mean for us as the audience consuming them. So if you're interested in that, stick around. And if not, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you all later. Bye.